20 years ago, many public schools in Michigan offered driver's education for free. Now, the only option for most is private driving schools. But as 13 Your Side's Jeremiah Brown tells us, there's a new push to change that.
This is an equity issue.
The Michigan Education Association is now working with the Secretary of State to bring back driver's education in public schools. The MEA president saying many families struggle to afford private instruction.
And that a lot of kids weren't able to actually take driver's ed and get their license when they turned 16. In fact, many of them had to wait till they were older because they could not afford driver's education.
Right now, they are in an investigative and discovery phase, looking at the few school districts who have kept driving instruction in their schools. But the MEA insists that this initiative is not meant to compete with private driving schools.
In no way are we looking to take away work or eliminate, driver's education companies. We believe that there are many places across the state that they're not enough of them. And so we're looking to try to fill holes, not to get into competition with.
We reached out to some local driving schools who say they support the goal of making driver's ed more accessible, but say there are still many factors that need to be considered.
A lot more in terms of compliance and rules than there was 20 years ago. Who's going to make sure the students are all going to be done within the time frame they're supposed to be done in? I mean, these kids have to be done with the whole program in 6 weeks. Are they going to oversee? Is somebody at the state going to oversee all of that?
Take time, but what we have found out in the last couple of days, even that many of our educators who are teachers in classrooms are working for private companies or have started the companies themselves. And so we know that we do have a lot of people out there. And so I do think it's going to be a couple-year process. We need to be able to provide resources to our schools so we can provide the need.
Secretary of State Benson says her office and the MEA are continuing to work on providing grants to help families afford driver's ed, but says public schools should once again be able to provide that need.
I would hope within 3 years, most people would know of somebody that has driver's education at a high school.
And Jeremiah joins us now in the newsroom. JD, do they expect to see driver's ed in all districts anytime soon?
Well, Lena, it is still very early, and the MEA says it is optional for districts to be a part of it, but they say several have already reached out with interest in joining the pilot program.
All right, thank you so much, Jeremiah.